The Exeter Library was constructed by Louis I. Kahn from 1967 to 1972. The library was placed in a very central location at Phillips Exeter Academy in Exeter, New Hampshire. The building has won many awards, including the 25-year award, and is considered precedent-setting for its unique design. At first glance, the Exeter Library would look like a common modernist building. Its brick exterior and overall rectangular shape reflects the practical and short-life mentality of the modernist movement. Yet when examined closer, the brick and concrete is complemented subtly with wood insets made of oak. The contrast between the cold industrial concrete and the warm humanized oak is a common theme that runs through the entire library. Certain aspects of the library, such as the study areas, are nostalgic of traditional American libraries, lending credit to Kahn's motto, "Reverence the Beginning." In the Ritual House, drawing on nature's rhythms for architecture and urban design, Ralph Knowles discusses how the modernist style of buildings for functionality often eliminates what nature has to offer. Kahn's use of natural materials and natural light in the design of his library shows how important nature can be to creating humanized buildings. It is interesting to look at the evolution of Louis Kahn's style over the years. Kahn studied the art with an emphasis on drawing at a University of Pennsylvania and graduated in 1924 with his master's degree. Many Americans tend to see Kahn as the logical extension of the modernist movement because of his many famous earlier works, which are done in purely modernist fashion. It was not until the decline of the modernist movement towards the end of his career that Kahn was really able to experiment in his own new styles. The 35-year gap between when he began practicing architecture and when he actually started experimenting with a style of his own allowed Kahn to master both the common materials and the techniques of the time. One of the interesting things that has been said about the Exeter Library is that it has a timeless feel. This can be seen with a constant mixture of modernist and archaic technique present throughout the building. The building also seems to exist secluded and completely set apart from all the war industrialization of the time. Kahn had always been interested in not just the form of his buildings, but also the engineering and science that went along with the design. This interest is evident in the Exeter Library's famous 5-story atrium, which diffuses light into the reading room all year round. Kahn was obsessed with the use of light in his buildings. One of the famous quotes is, "The light that enters the room should be the light of the room itself." His use of reflections to denature the light in the Exeter Library truly does allow the space to make the light its own. Kahn was quoted saying, "A room must always have character of completeness." This completeness was most effectively accomplished in the Exeter Library because of his humanist design. Although many would argue that his earlier pieces are far beyond complete, the pieces, heavily influenced by the ideals of the modernist movement, make them short-lived and tailored to only serve practicality. This does not mean that the Exeter Library abandons practicality. To quite the contrary, the library is able to shelve up to 250,000 volumes and currently has 160 on its shelves. Much like his architectural style, Kahn lived a life of constant change and movement. It is unfortunate that he died of a heart attack only 2 years after the completion of the Exeter Library. Kahn died in 1974, leaving behind a wife and 2 other love affairs. Despite his great success as an architect, he died alone and in great debt.